Did you see silver's recent price explosion? While everyone was glued to the charts, something far more important happened. Something that could change everything for anyone who owns gold or silver. The IRS just made a quiet but incredibly aggressive move that directly targets us. New enforcement guidelines are now in place, and this isn't a drill. As of today, we have confirmation that the IRS has activated a dedicated task force. Their mission: to audit individuals who have purchased gold or silver within the last 24 months. This isn't speculation. This isn't a warning shot. This is live fire. They are actively correlating bank withdrawals with bullion purchases. Think about that for a second. They know the dollar is breaking. They see capital fleeing the system. And now, they want their cut before it's too late. If you hold physical metal, you've just been moved to the top of the audit list. This is the moment the war on financial privacy went from cold to hot. The weapon they're using is Form 1099B, but with a new, dangerous interpretation. In the past, reporting only applied to specific quantities and transaction types. But now, the IRS is pushing a new logic. Any exchange involving stored value must be tracked. What does that mean? It means the reporting threshold effectively drops to zero. Every coin you buy online, every bar you sell to a dealer, every single transaction becomes a piece of data, fed directly into a centralized surveillance engine. They are building a national registry of metal ownership. They want to know exactly how much you own and where you keep it. This isn't just about taxes today. This is the groundwork for a future wealth tax, specifically targeting unrealized gains. So why now? Just look at the national debt. The US government is broke. Income tax revenues are collapsing right alongside the economy, so they're pivoting to a new strategy. Windfall taxation, as silver climbs towards $50, $60, even $100 an ounce. Your gains, caused by the very inflation they created, become their prime target. They plan to tax those gains at 40%, maybe even 50%, before you've even spent a single dollar of it. This is financial repression in its purest form. First, they debase the currency, which inflates asset prices. Then, they tax you into submission. At the same time, have you noticed how banks are getting more aggressive with account freezes? They're using the excuse of structuring. If you withdraw $9,000 to buy silver instead of $10,000, their algorithms flag you instantly. A suspicious activity report gets filed. Not because you broke a law, but because you tried to use your own money privately. The banking system is no longer a neutral service provider. It has been deputized. Privacy is no longer a right. It's being treated as a liability. Remember all that talk about hiring tens of thousands of new IRS agents? It was never about the billionaires. Billionaires have armies of lawyers. The middle class has tax software. These new agents are trained to hunt for discrepancies like low reported income paired with asset accumulation. If you buy silver while reporting modest earnings, boom, you're on the audit list. They will knock on your door. They will ask about your safe. They will demand proof of every transaction. The goal here isn't just compliance. The true goal is intimidation. And all of this lines up perfectly with the planned rollout of a central bank digital currency, or FedCoin. Physical cash and physical silver are the last two major obstacles to total monetary control. By criminalizing privacy and increasing the perceived risk of owning physical assets, they are clearing the runway for a fully digital dollar. When you choose to hold silver, you are consciously opting out of their fragile system. And in their eyes, that makes you the enemy. This isn't about raising revenue anymore. This is about control. Tax season itself is becoming an unavoidable trap. New forms now force you to answer whether you acquired or disposed of commodities or digital assets. If you say no after buying silver, you risk perjury. If you say yes, you flag yourself for an audit. It's a self-incrimination mechanism designed to populate their database for future enforcement intent, in a declared emergency, for eventual confiscation. The pressure is being felt across the industry. Dealers and local coin shops are being audited for their customer records. They're re-reviewing large purchases made in 2024 and 2025. If you bought online using a wire transfer or a credit card, your name is already logged in their system. The last little bit of privacy exists in small, local cash transactions. And even that is disappearing as cash is slowly being pushed out of circulation. This is exactly why non-KYC silver now commands such a massive premium. The market is pricing in the value of anonymity itself. A registered asset is increasingly being seen as a liability, while an unregistered asset represents freedom. And this isn't just happening in the US, the net is tightening globally. G7 nations are coordinating their tax enforcement and sharing data. The era of offshore banking secrecy is effectively over. Laws like FATCA ensure that even foreign accounts are visible. Physical metal, held in your personal possession, is the final asset that has no counterparty risk and no digital trail. Proposals for taxes on unrealized gains are no longer just a theoretical threat. The concept is simple and terrifying. If your silver doubles in value on paper, you owe tax on that gain immediately, even if you haven't sold it. To pay the tax, you would be forced to sell your silver. It is confiscation by a different name, achieved by design. These audits are a form of psychological warfare. They are designed to drain your time, your money, and your peace of mind. The ultimate objective is to make financial independence feel dangerous, to make you associate self. You must not lose that mental battle. Simply complying is not protection. It is surrender. Now, there are still some legal avenues for privacy, but those windows are closing fast. Education and professional guidance are no longer optional. They are essential. You need to start treating your silver like a business asset. Protect it, insure it, and most importantly, say nothing about it. Don't brag. Don't post pictures. Don't draw attention to yourself. The great irony in all this is that these heavy-handed tactics are only accelerating the dollar's collapse. Capital is fleeing jurisdictions that punish ownership and savings. The IRS is bleeding the host to extract the very last drop of blood. History is crystal clear on this point. When governments turn on their own citizens to fund their spiraling deficits, the endgame has already begun. The Roman Empire did it. France did it during its revolution. And now, America is doing it. Silver remains what it has always been. Real, tangible value that exists without permission. They can rewrite all the rules they want, but they cannot print a single ounce of it. They cannot create it out of thin air. Oh, the line. Understand that the squeeze isn't just on the price of silver. It's on your freedom. Stay informed, stay smart, and stay strong. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more updates as this situation develops.